Hi guys, my name is Christian and this is Tony, and together we are the Resell Brothers. Last year we did over $600,000 in sales, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to keep your sales up in a down economy. We know that a lot of people's sales are down right now. A lot of people are complaining and struggling and having a hard time. A lot of people are quitting reselling. So in this video we're going to show you our proven strategies to keep our sales up, what we're doing, and how we're able to manage strong sales in a down economy.
All right, so here are the notes, as you can see, as it's boldly titled. These are strategies of how to keep your sales,
High.
Up. The first one is we don't demand immediate payment. So I know a lot that eBay came out with a feature to where that they made customers have to make immediate payment if they accept an offer or do anything like that or buy something. You can opt out of that, and we chose to opt out of that because some people buy something and then they want to shop around your store. It increases your chance of bundles. It increases your chance of people buying more than one thing.
We saw a lot of bundles.
Yeah, so I know people think that it messes with the non-paying bidders, but that, from our findings, does not really happen very often. They usually pay, and if it does happen, it's just a click of a relist button, so it's not really a big deal.
And they get a fresh listing.
And when you do that, make sure you put your policy as a combined shipping discount. We charge full shipping for the first item, and then each additional item costs $1 to ship. So if you buy 3 things, it's going to cost you an extra $2 to ship those 3 things. So those kind of things encourage people to buy more than one thing at a time.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything at all to deter people from buying from you. Sometimes they don't have a credit card saved on file, so they want to buy something, but they'll pay for it later. So you just want to give yourself as many opportunities as possible. Next is cross lists. Now, a lot of people don't like cross listing. They say focus on eBay only. But in our current economy and the current times, reselling really competitive, we definitely suggest cross listing. We actually use Autoposher, which has been an amazing tool for us. But you can use any cross lister you want, or you can just manually cross list, but we definitely recommend cross listing. We've made well over $100,000 on Poshmark in the past couple of years, and Mercari's been pretty decent as well. So don't pass up on extra opportunities to get more sales on other platforms.
Next is buy cheaper items, and a lot of other people that put out content talk about, make $20, $30 on an item because it's a high quality item that a lot of people are searching for. That's great, but you're not going to find a ton of those. So the selling a whole bunch of those is just not going to happen really. So keeping your sales up is difficult, and a lot of the times those are more expensive anyway for the customer that you're selling to. Mm-hmm. So if they don't have a lot of money laying around, a $100 pair of shoes or $100 shirt or dress or something like that isn't going to tickle their fancy as much as something that that is cheaper and that they can buy still and still be within their budget for the month, just because that's just how the economy is currently.
So have a diverse inventory, right?
So if you have a lot of $10 items, $15 items, $20 items, and they're still high quality, good items. Like they're not in bad shape, they're not stained, they're just normal everyday things that you can get really cheap. People have, one, they have a better chance of bundling those, and two, they'll be more likely to buy those because they're not as expensive, and they still want to buy stuff. Human nature is they still want to buy stuff. They still need clothing. They might not necessarily be looking for the $150 item, but they still need that normal everyday clothing. So they are going to be highly inclined to buy something like that that's cheaper. You might only make $5 to $10 on it, but if you sell a lot of those, it's going to supplement that one huge item that does sell. And then when you do sell that item, it's just a bonus. The big item is just a bonus. So.
And later in this video, we're going to show you guys examples of different price ranges and different types of items in those price ranges that we currently sell and we have sold. I think they're all within the past 30 days. So you'll get a good idea of what's actually selling in those price ranges and what everyday items you can pick up. Also, we have developed a whatnot pricing strategy. It's a little misleading, but we're not saying sell on whatnot. We're saying
sometimes similar to the last one.
Yeah, you can buy cheaper items that are in good condition with decent sell-through rates and sell them and price them like you're selling them on whatnot. A lot of these people sell stuff on whatnot for like $10 instantly. And if you were to sell that on eBay, you could also sell it pretty much instantly. And that's going to get your account moving. That's going to show That's going to show eBay that your items are good and that you're selling through them really quickly. So that's definitely a good thing to do, and it's a good strategy for getting consistent sales on your eBay account.
The next thing, kind of, a lot of these has to do with the algorithm and what plays into it. And that was one thing, getting more sales. But this one is take more offers, is something that we've very much started doing this last year, just because one, we like to get our stuff moving, but two, we think it does help the algorithm and give you a boost, because when you take more offers, eBay is going to push traffic to somebody that sells more items, because they make more money when we sell more things. So you would logically think, I have no proof of this for sure, but logically you would think eBay wants to push customers towards the person that is selling the most items and has the most the most conversion rate on their items. So the more offers you take, even if you're like, man, I could hold out and get another $5 or $10,
get that money flowing.
Take the money flowing, because hopefully, and we've noticed this through our account, that it does lead to more sales. Even daily and weekly, you'll see a difference if you start making more offers. It's pretty quick that you'll see a difference. So taking more offers, and that kind of stuff helps out a lot.
Next, we have ship every day. We know a lot of people, this is part-time, but shipping every day honestly doesn't take that much effort. Something that's very doable for every reseller. Your customers are going to be happy. eBay is going to be happy. It's a win-win for everybody. It doesn't take that much more effort. So make the effort, ship every day.
Another thing with take more offers, send more offers as well. Don't just take offers, send them. The next thing after ship every day was respond to messages quickly. And this isn't necessarily for an algorithm aspect, and I don't think it helps you with actually physically somebody coming in and buying something randomly out of nowhere. But if somebody sends you a message they're interested in that item, and you don't have a lot of time for that person to become uninterested in that item, whether that's because they found a different price, they found a different item waiting on your message, or they just decided that they didn't really need that. So if somebody sends a message and you respond in a minute with their question, they're still very inclined to buy that item. So you have to hit them quickly so that that spontaneity, I think that's how you say that. That is still there with them, and they can go ahead and be like, oh, pounce on that opportunity. Like, I'm going to buy this because they answered my question really quickly. I know what I'm getting. And yeah, you'll be more likely to make that sale the quicker you respond.
Did I skip over use recreates?
You did. I thought you did it on purpose. I thought you did it on purpose.
We use recreates. We use auto posture to do our recreates, but basically that means keep your inventory fresh. If you have an old item that was listed 2 years ago that hasn't sold, either repicture it or recreate it. It's gotten lost in the algorithm. We're fighting a battle against the algorithm here. It's not necessarily even your item. It could be a bad item, but if it is a bad item, just lower the price and get rid of it. That way it's not bogging down your store. But make sure you're keeping your inventory fresh and making sure that you're not stagnating and basically just losing money.
The next thing you need to do is offer free returns. I know a lot of people don't really like doing this. It makes a big difference that we found, because if people are like, hey, I'm not sure if this is going to fit, I'm not going to take the chance because it's a used item. Like, I have no idea. So you have measurements on there and everything, but people still are wary of something not fitting. So if you say, hey, don't worry about it, I got free returns, even if it doesn't fit, you can send it back. And
a lot of times people they start asking a bunch of questions, and you're like, we got free returns. They're like, oh, okay, and then they just buy it.
Yeah. So also it helps you become top rated seller along with shipping,
which is big
every day. I feel like it's becoming less big, but it's still a good thing to have. And the return rate we have, it's not very high. It runs between normally around 3%. So if you can't really handle 3% of your items coming back, if you're selling a lot of stuff, it's really not that difficult. I mean, we're talking probably 10 a week, maybe 10 to 15 a week that we have to process and put back. So out of the thousands and thousands of items that we sell, there's really not that many returns. So the benefit outweighs the cost, and I think you'll see a difference.
Next, we have run promotions and coupons constantly. We're not giving you an exact number on that, but just make sure you're constantly doing. The number doesn't matter. Obviously, the higher the discount, the more likely you are to convert. Make sure you're just doing it consistently and that you're running promotions and coupons as regularly as possible. We're going to get into the price range and show you guys the stuff that's selling in these price ranges. That way, if you're thinking about diversifying your inventory, you know kind of an idea of what we're picking up. Like I said, over $600,000 last year, and we're trending higher this year. So we kind of have a good idea of what sells in these different price ranges.
Also, promoted listings does help. Not promotions as in like discounts to the customers, but also promotions as in having sponsored listings, whether it be 5%, 6%, 7%, 10%. We noticed a big difference when we switched to that versus the 1%, 2%, or not promoting at all. So it does seem to make a difference. Even if you don't make as much money straight off the top, you are selling more items. The algorithm is helping, and you're selling and getting more people coming back because your conversion rate is higher, and hopefully eBay notices that and pushes you more customers. So anything to help the algorithm get you seen more will help.
First item that we have, now this is going to represent some of the different price ranges we sell in. This is the $15 to $20 price range, everyday bread and butter items that will sell quickly at that price point. Now, this is just a pair of Levi 550 jeans, a nice bread and butter item. These sold for $18, and they sold really quickly because we priced them to sell, had that whatnot mentality, trying to move through inventory quickly.
Luckily, our Goodwill still has Levi's at $5 or jeans at $5. These are Fabletics pants. Seem to perform better for men than women. So this one sold for $17. We took that offer. I mean, that's $6.75 off, not a really big deal. So we took that offer just to get it moving.
There's another brand. This is Thomas Pink. This brand does not have the greatest sell-through rate, but if you sell it for under $20, it sells really quickly. It's one of those things where you got to know your item, you got to know your market. This sold for $18, and it sold pretty quickly at that price range. It's not going to be flying off the shelves, but it is an item that will keep your store flowing and give you consistent sales.
And that's for our store. Like, I mean, every store is different.
Yeah.
But for our store specifically, it sells relatively quickly.
Right.
This is a Reebok polo. Normally with Reeboks, we don't pay a lot for them, and we also love big sizes. This was a 4XL, and it was new, and it only cost $2. So it fit every criteria. Sold for that $19, and it sold in about, 2 months? About 2 months. So it sold pretty quickly.
Next, we have this Untuck It shirt. Untuck It's a brand that's fallen off a little bit, but if you price it right, it will sell quickly. This sold for $18, and it sold in a couple months. So like I said, moving through that inventory, getting it sold quickly. This is the higher tier. This is 20.
This is the 20 to 25 range. This was a Banana Republic, kind of they call it like the luxury blend. This was the cotton and cashmere, Pima cotton cashmere blend, $24, and it sold within a month. So pretty good.
15% cash, pretty good. Next is a pair of Dockers. Oh, I think this is $20 to $30 range. Sorry, strike that last sentence I had. This sold for $25.
Is that sign language?
I don't know. Pretty much all of our Dockers sell between $20 and $30. Normally, it ended up smack dab in the middle. These sold for $25. It's a good bread and butter brand that sells consistently for our store. Gives us a little more of a diverse pricing range.
Adidas. This is just a classic Adidas hoodie. We always sell these between $20 and $25. Mainly, if we get a new one, it might be up there in the $30 range. But this one sold for $20, and it sold a couple months. So it's that hoodie season, so stuff is selling a little bit quicker.
Here's a Tommy Bahama silk shirt. These used to be better than they are now. But like I said,
It's also winter almost.
another lower tier item that will sell very consistently at a good price range. This sold for $24, and it sold within a couple of months.
7 for All Mankind, men's pants. Kind of stay away from the women's unless they're the Dojo. And these sold for $24, and they sold very quickly. Pretty much in like about a month and a half, so not too bad.
Next is a Duluth Trading hoodie. Duluth Trading is another brand. Like I said, it's fallen off.
It's another brand.
It's another brand that has fallen off quite a bit, but it will still sell in a lower price range. This sold for $22.80, and it sold within a month. Actually, less than a month.
And this is a very substantial piece. It's something that you probably could have got more for a couple years ago, but
not anymore.
All good.
We're moving up a tier.
This is a $30 to $40 range. This was a pretty cool item.
Oh, this is cool. Look at
Vintage
that.
roper. As you can tell, it has that Western scene to it.
Roper.
Cowboy campfire, all that kind of stuff. It sold for $30 exactly. Took an offer, and yeah, it sold. Yep, in less than a month, so very quickly.
And this is the price range that most resellers tell you to live in. Great if you can live in this consistently, but it's very hard to find every item to sell in this price range.
Yeah, if you try to make a decent like full-time income, if you can find a lot of those items, more power to you.
This is kind of a cool item. This is a Gap. Gap seems to be doing pretty well, honestly. The vintage Gap stuff, cargo pants, wool pants like these have been performing pretty well for us.
Style specific.
Yeah, very style specific. Leather jackets can be really, really good. These sold for $30, and they sold in less than a month, pretty much instantly sold. So a little bit of a sleeper bolo there.
These are American Eagle
make you laugh.
pants. These were new. Don't typically pick up a lot of American Eagle, but this one was new, and it sold for, actually, I think this one was $28. You can normally expect to get that $30 if they're new, but we took an offer. So, yeah, this is an example of one that was a little bit lower than 30, but that's okay.
Here's an Ohio State jacket. Team branded jackets seem to perform pretty well this time of year. This sold for that $33.25, and it sold in less than a month. Anytime we have a team, we make sure we put that first in the title, because obviously nobody's looking for this cadre name brand, kind of obscure. But yeah, a nice mid-tier sale.
Here's one that nobody thought of. 32 degrees heat. It was a full price sale. It was down, so we see this brand a ton. We never buy it.
Our mom bought this.
Yes. But
shout out, Mom.
We found that it was new and that it was down, so we figured we'd give it a chance. They had multiple, so we thought, why not? Sold for that $33.25. We still have a couple left if you're interested.
Next is a pair of LL Bean lined jeans. These sold for that $31.35, and they sold within a couple of months. The LL Bean lined jeans are the only ones that we pick up pretty much, unless there's something crazy, but definitely a decent sale.
Pendleton wool suit. Pendleton stuff is very specific on what it is. This one was a woman's.
Oh, this was old. This took forever to sell.
Yep, but it was relisted by
recreated
by Autoposher. We recreated it on Autoposher.
Yep.
So yeah, this was Pendleton's very specific. If it's not wool, we definitely 99% of the time don't pick it up, just because it's not really that great sell-through rate wise. So, and this was a women's, normally not going to perform as well as a men's does, but still sold for $31. If you can find that vintage wool stuff, it's really good.
Speaking of vintage, we're moving up a tier. This sold for $38. These are vintage Banana Republic leather pants. They are women's size 12, so they have a good size. Obviously, leather pants are pretty good. It doesn't really matter what the brand is, but definitely decent sale there.
Long Wharf. Don't really know a lot about this brand. Somebody else bought it, not me.
I bought it.
It's got a lot going for it. It has a geometric pattern. It is a cardigan. It is a sweater nautical knit thing, nautical style. So this sold for $40, and it sold in less than a month on an offer. Take your offers.
Next is a pair of Coogee jeans. This is an item that was lost in our inventory. We thought it was listed, but it wasn't. So it sold for $42.75. And after we found it from the depths of our inventory, it sold within a month. So definitely some of these Coogee jeans can be really good. They're not all great, to be honest with you. So make sure you look up the exact style, but some of them can be pretty good.
RLX Ralph Lauren vest. This is a duck down vest. So as you can see,
wrong with it, too.
We buy a lot of stuff that's duck down or goose down during this time of year. Even if it's a size small and it's a women's. This one sold for $38, and it sold.
Took a while.
Kind of took a little bit, but we bought it at a time where it wasn't the right season, so we were kind of preparing for this.
It was also recreated
time of year, so yeah.
Next is a Patagonia vest. This sold for $38, and it sold pretty much instantly. These have gone down a little bit in price, so don't pay up too much for them, but they will sell very consistently and quickly.
Levi's corduroy jacket. This is something that you don't really see a ton of, at least I don't. This sold for $38, and it sold in about 2 months, a month and a half, and it sold for, yeah, $38.
Here's a pair of Ralph Lauren jeans. These sold for $38. I'm sure they have a specific style. I don't see it. Oh, they're flat pocket. So flat pocket's going to add a little bit of value. That's why we sold these for so much. Anytime we see a flat pocket, we add that sucker and we sell it quickly. Sold for $38.
Roan commuter pants. Everybody knows Roan at this point, and the pants do better than the pretty much anything else, I think. So these sold for $35, and they sold for relatively quickly, at less than a month. So yeah, very quickly.
Next, we're moving to the higher end tier. This is kind of like a little bit of a bonus. If you've made it to the end of the video and you want to see some cool higher dollar sales, we'll show you that too. We buy some good stuff every now and then. This is a vintage Patagonia fleece. This sold for $150, and it sold in less than a month. Definitely a really good find here. I think, did you find this?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you ever see Patagonia and it's one of these fleece things that has a really weird pattern.
And it's made in USA?
The vintage doesn't necessarily, it doesn't have to be vintage, mainly if it's a pattern that people like and they want. So you can Google Lens it, and it normally tells you pretty quickly whether it's something that you want to get or not.
Google Lens is my friend.
We had to pay up for that. I think we had to pay $40 for that, but we knew it was $35 for that, but we knew it was going to sell. Actually, it might have been 28, because it was 35, but we had a discount, so I think it was like $28. But we knew it would sell for a lot. This is a goose down parka, a long coat, puffer, all the good words that
fancy.
See it, and you can see we put 600 fill over there. That's important for listening because people want to know what kind of fill it is. 800 fill is a little bit better, but 600 fill is not too bad.
It's got 600.
It's an older coat too, and it still sold for $65, and it sold in less
than a month.
Yeah, less than a month.
Next is an Armani Saks Fifth Avenue blazer. I think this had silk in it. Not sure exactly what it's made out of, but anyway, an Armani blazer. These things, the sell-through rate's not great, but this one sold actually for quite a bit. Sold for $50, and it sold in less than a month. So don't sleep on Armani blazers. They can be pretty good. I know that sounds funny because it's expensive brand.
J. Crew Langham jacket.
Langham.
British Millerine. Well, I don't even know what any of this is, but it's
Millerin.
Interesting.
Millerin.
So if you see J. Crew stuff that's kind of weird, that's not the classic, actually their outerwear does really good. Their outerwear does really well, and their like long coats that are wool and cashmere do well. So this kind of stuff is good. $66.50, and it sold in a few days.
Yeah, really quickly.
Maybe we could have got more.
This was an interesting one. This was a wild hair jacket. It was new with tags. Paid up for this, paid $25, but sold really quickly. I think it sold for $200. Is that right?
I think so.
I think we sold it for $200, and it sold in about a month. So definitely a great sale there. It was kind of a cool style. If you see anything with big leather patches on the shoulders, that's a really, really good sign. Yeah, wild hair. If I can find a brand here to show you what the brand looks like. Yeah, that's what the brand looks like. If you look this brand up, the sell-through rate actually doesn't look that great, but this was a super substantial piece, so I felt comfortable paying up a little bit for it.
Patagonia pants. These are rain pants, waterproof pants.
H2NO.
Yeah, if you ever find these kind of styles in the outdoor brands,
it says
REI, Patagonia,
right there.
Arc'teryx, any of those, they're usually going to be pretty good unless they're in terrible shape.
Take the time to find the exact model.
Yeah, $55. So,
because it can make a huge difference in price
in about a month.
Yep.
Well, a month and a half.
Next is a Hugo Boss blazer.
Herringbone.
Yeah, we normally don't actually pick up Hugo Boss blazers. They just have horrible sell-through rates. But this was a herringbone. If you know anything about our channel, we love the keyword herringbone. If we can use it. Well, obviously it has to be herringbone to use it, but it does always sell a lot faster for us. This sold for $57, and it sold in around a month.
Hart Schaffner Marks. I feel like we're not picking this one up as much as we used to.
Yeah.
This was a two-piece suit though, and it was not crazy expensive, so it sold very quickly as well. So it sold for that $40 price, and yeah, two-piece suits. If you can get them that match, obviously that's they normally sell a little bit better. And free returns on suits,
That's the big.
it does make a big
They
difference
utilize
because
that.
they're so picky on fits, and they're hard to get the right fit. So people are more comfortable buying them if you have free returns. So
Next is another outerwear sale for us. An LL Bean barn coat, chore coat. Those are great keywords to use on anything that looks like this. Sold for $57, and it sold in just a couple of days. Super quick flip there. You can pay.
It wasn't even lined or
no,
anything.
just really basic LL Bean plain chore coat. Sold super quickly. Huge bolo there. They will sell very fast.
Not LL Bean, the chore coat.
Yeah, that's that particular style.
These are Vuori pants. They are the jogger style. I mean, I don't know if there's much to say about this. This is just
another brand that sells quick.
A good thing. It's going to sell fast. Everybody knows Vuori at this point. This sold for $42. I remember the offer very well. Sold very quickly as well.
He's the offer guy.
So, yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching this video. We appreciate you sticking to the end. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps drive the algorithm and support the channel. If you want to check out AutoPosher, you can click on the link in the bio or use code RESALEBROS for 15% off. If you want to start cross-listing and you want to make sure you're getting as many sales as possible, check it out. It's the biggest discount they offer, so it's definitely worth your time to go through the link to get those savings.
And like I said in the last video, we don't push stuff on people. We've never done it before. Yeah, we only endorse stuff that works really well, and it's something that's made our business a lot of money, and we want to help you guys make a lot of money as well. It also has the auto delist and the recreate features as well, so it's not just the cross listing. It does it all, and it makes it really easy and quick. Even if you have a lot of listings, moving stuff over is very simple with them. No, it's been hard for a lot of other people with the other platforms, but AutoPosher has been very good about that for us. So, and they have priority customer service if you buy one of the more expensive plans, the second or third tier plan.
Good, yeah.
So it's very quick, and they're very responsive to your needs.
And we're going to be putting out a mini course on AutoPosher, just if anybody has a hard time switching over, maybe they're on a different software now. The mini course will run you through exactly how to switch over, how easy it is, pretty much seamless, takes hardly any time at all. That way, if you're kind of on the fence, don't know whether or not you want to sign up, we can run you through it and show you exactly how to do it step by step. So look for that video. It's coming out soon.
Code RESALEBROS.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching to the end. We're going to leave now.